Hi, this is Victor Wong again. I'm the CEO of Music Computing.
And back again with Victor is Ed Rohn, that's me, CTO of Music Computing.
Yes, and we're here today to talk about sound presets. Now, a lot of people are concerned about how many sound presets come in an instrument. And a lot of instrument manufacturers keep saying they have thousands of sounds or more and more and more each day. Well, what Ed and I wanted to do today was put an end to this kind of escalation of who's got more sounds and basically give our customers unlimited number of sound presets. And we'll go into that in just a moment as to how we're able to do this for you at this point. But first and foremost, Ed, I want to kind of explain to the people how sounds are created in today's musical instrument world. And there's three different ways to do that. The first one is a hardware rompler, which are sounds are in a EEPROM or chip inside of a dedicated piece of hardware, like the typical keyboard synthesizers or workstations. They're small, they sound pretty good, and you can flip through them pretty quickly and use them. And that's been really the basic way that sound's been generated for a long time now. Now, in the last 10 years or so, there's a second generation, a second level of sound generation that's happened, and that has to do with samples. Samples typically are larger, they typically sound better because they're more realistic, they're larger file sizes, and they're a little bit more difficult in the past to deal with because they need more memory, they need more horsepower and CPU to do so. With the invention of keyboard production stations using high power processors, they're pretty easy to deal with these days. Now, the third level of sound generation, which is really a kind of a new recent thing, is a hybrid between the two, and they're really software romplers. And some examples of software romplers are things like Omnisphere and Music Station, which lets you use samples, the big files that sound better, in a way that a rompler allows you to use them and flip them quickly and to affect them. So those are the things that are available for generating sound in today's music instruments. But what we want to concentrate on is the latest greatest, and that is the software romplers. Ed, kind of tell everybody what we've done here at Music Computing to provide that for our customers.
All right, we've developed a VSTi virtual instrument called SonicSource. SonicSource is a sampler player, and it has tons of presets, 5,000 presets. This is what it ships with. Now, we do have a lot of different other things going on. We'll let Victor explain to you about our raw samples.
Yeah, at the beginning of this broadcast, or this video, we said we're going to give you unlimited sounds. Now, we didn't want you to start off without any sounds, so of course we ship it with 5,000 presets. You can see here, there's tons and tons of them, and they're actually in the manual. Now, what most people or no one gives you are the raw sampled sounds. These are the basic foundational building blocks that people use to create their various sounds. Every rompler, every sample out there starts off with these raw sample sounds. They're kind of like, the crown jewels for a company, and no one gives them to you. We're putting them into our systems for you. And using those, you can create any number of sounds now. Now, you're sitting there and going, well, I can take my keyboard workstation and add some effects and create a new preset, or I can take another keyboard production station and you run a piece of software and create another preset. Absolutely, you can do that. But you're not using the raw, untainted, unmolested sounds to start as a basis. You're starting with something that's already been affected. We're giving you the basic ingredients to do whatever you want. So what this really means is, yeah, we ship with 5,000 presets. And if you want 10,000, spend a few hours and mix some more. If you want 50,000, spend a few more hours. There is no limit to the number of sounds you can create now because we give you the basic raw materials and the tools to do that. And let me kind of get Ed to show you what tools we provide for you to use with these raw sample sounds to create anything that you want.
All right. What you see here is the interface for SonicSource. And SonicSource has 3 engines. They're labeled A, B, and C. They're labeled A, B, and C because there's various things that the A, B, and C relates to, and I'll get to that. Now, whenever you're working with a raw sample is everything from just like a basic tone all the way up to, like, say, a high-resolution string sample, and just the rawest form of that sample. Now, those can be loaded in one at a time. You could just load one into A, for instance, or you could load like a piano raw sample into A. You could load a raw string into B, and then mix those two sounds together and save them as a preset and start yourself a new bank of your own personalized sound. The other tools that you get, and this is where it really gets advanced and really cool for people who really enjoy doing sound design and creating your own personal presets. Each engine has an array of features like envelope, so you can set the attack, the decay, the sustain, and the release of that particular sound for each engine. You have modulators. The modulators are choruses, filters, and all kinds of other little nuanced gadgets that can just really enhance your sound. There's an arpeggiator. The arpeggiator is great. It lets you arpeggiate any sound that you want to have an arpeggiator on. You have master controls. Master controls let you do everything from set global features, like say if you wanted to pitch bend for that particular sound to be able to go up plus 12, you can set that. If you want to have, if you're using like two sounds, like I said, like a piano and a string on A and B, you can use the master section here to set various options for A or for B. For instance, you can set the EQ for, the echo for A to be, halfway up, and the echo for B to be off, as well as pan and volume for blending those two sounds together. You also have a master delay section, which is global for SonicSource, so if you wanted to have a delay on the whole sound of all the engines together, it's there. And a really easy to use keyboard split section, which is global. You can set a range of a sound, A, B, or C, by just dragging the zone right on this keyboard. The top one is A, B, and C, and it's really easy to see. No other screens to pop up, no pages to change. It's all right there on the surface. And once you have your sound set up like you want it, like I said earlier, save it as a preset or start you a new bank. And with over 8 gigs of these raw samples available to you, like Victor said, it's almost unlimited. It's unlimited.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is a lot of you guys are out there looking for your own sound because you don't want to create a song. Somebody goes, oh, that's that preset 236 out of whatever plane it is, right? And you want your own sound. We're giving you the ability to put your own signature into the music you create.
Right.
Now, most people don't get to do that. Your big producers who have, access to these raw sample sounds and tools can do that. We're the first company to bring it to the common person, and we do it at no additional cost. So every product that we have will ship with these new sound libraries, and of course the presets, and of course SonicSource. So it's a great thing for everybody. If you buy our instruments, it's conceivable that you never pay another dollar for sounds in your entire life. Now, there's obviously other software and plugins that you may want to get, like Omnisphere or anything from NI or East West, or wonderful pieces of software and sounds. So you can still buy those and load them into our instruments and play them. So you get the best of both worlds, but we don't limit you in your creativity, and now we don't limit you in the sound presets that you can have. So once again, Music Computing is the first company to provide these sampled raw sounds for you to create an unlimited number of sound presets. For more information of how SonicSource works and our other instruments, please go to www.musiccomputing.com. This is Victor Wong.
And Ed Rome.
Signing off again. Till next time.